What's up, what's down? Tell me something going round. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day. Hero Shack Day. Hero Shack Baby things. Hero Shack, hey. Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack Daily things.
Hello. Welcome to Hero Shack Daily Things. I'm your host, Christopher, and on the block we have Diana.
Hello.
Diana. How are you?
I'm good, but why do we have like feedback? Oh, that's me. So sorry.
You were only getting it on your end. We couldn't hear it over here, thank God.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that's good. I'm really glad to hear that.
So the Great Cyclopian, number 7, ended up with 25 backers at $2,215.
I know. That is very exciting.
That's pretty good. It's hard to complain when you make it times 2.
Times 2, yeah. That's a good way to put it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to like do all the other stuff now. Over the next few weeks.
Fulfill the campaign. Remember, though, guys, you can still read issues 1 through 6 on the website, heroshack.com.
That is very true. Very true.
Hey.
Yeah.
So we're ready for the next one. It's going to be a little while. I mean, it won't be tomorrow.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad to hear that.
Going to get all the stuff fulfilled.
I'm like, thank you.
It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly for me though, because you don't have any fun now. You have all the hard work.
I do have all the hard work now, but that's okay. You know, it really is. I'm okay with that.
So the next thing we can technically look forward to is the Haverhill Public Library Comic-Con.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
We
haven't gone before, but I hear it's pretty good. You know, it's a good little con, so I'm excited about that.
A good little con.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's I
call that grassroots, my love.
What?
That's grassroots.
Grassroots. All right. Well, there you go. Grassroots.
That's right.
Is good then. You know.
So you want to talk about the biggest story in comics today?
Yeah, sure.
All right, because it's not us, even though we did fund.
I know it's not.
It's this bad boy or bad girl, however you want to call it. Raking in over $1 million, $1,059,000.
That's good.
The Ripperverse is tearing it up.
Yes, they are.
And I mean, hey, more power to them. That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't care for the trailer. Did you happen to see the trailer?
I did not see the trailer. I apologize. That's my bad because I was doing other stuff.
You didn't do any homework?
I know I did not do any homework because I just did not do it. I am very naughty. So let's take a watch at this trailer. I think, is this the trailer? I think Tim or somebody. Oh, and by the way, when you get a second, would you put the heat on? I forgot. It's going to get cold. 32.
I'll do it while this trailer runs.
All right. I'm cold. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't want you cold, so we will take care of that.
Thank you so much.
All right. So this will be... Is this the right one? I don't want to play the wrong one. Let me check.
Okay.
Because it says...
I'm sorry. I literally came down and started doing other stuff that needed to get done.
That actually looks like this is the one I wanted. Okay. It was going to be a distractor video, if you know what I mean.
It was going to be a what kind of video?
Iris, so I don't want to show that because it's not what I'm looking for.
All right.
Because I really want your response on this. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
This is gonna be tough. I've trained my body to do things that people like me shouldn't be able to do. But unfortunately for me, blind ain't one of them.
Don't follow me.
Oh my God.
Biologist and archaeologist who we feel is going to be an undeniable asset here at Projexus. Won't you please join me in welcoming her to our team? Dr. Sally Rodell.
Adopt or die.
Secure the area till Alpha can arrive.
It is the truest law of the earth. Very few things have the ability to survive the test of time. Though we may not be around to see them to their fullest fruition, what we struggle to create now will be the triumphant echoes from the past.
Alpha Corps will be here in 5 minutes. Hold the line.
5 minutes? Thanks for the heads up. I was here. I lived. I am still here. Among you. Sweet dreams, children. It is that struggle that is the friction of creation. I would like to thank Mr. Eusebio for allowing me the opportunity to discover and create alongside my esteemed colleagues at Projexus. Thank you.
An archaeologist? It's a bit archaic, isn't it?
She's well studied, Jerry. But if you want to question her credentials, be my guest.
That's not what I was saying. It's just an unusual area of expertise to pair with biology.
Well, Dr. Rodell, from my understanding, is an unusual woman. Don't be threatened, Jerry. She's on our side. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Photo?
You took that like a champ.
Were you trying to knock me out?
No, it was meant to be a death blow.
Yara, stand down.
It goes into a whole bunch of credits after that.
Oh my good Lord. That was for a comic book, right? That was for the comic book, right?
Yeah.
Well, somebody was having a lot of creative ideas, I guess. And so the actors, were the actors like part of the supporters?
No. I think this was a totally professional attempt at a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me it doesn't work because it has nothing. I mean, it may have something to do with the comic, but I wanted to see art. I wanted to see
live action. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was confused for a second because I'm like, wait a second, maybe it was a movie that, because like I do listen to you, but sometimes I'm not.
With Alpha Corps, they used a cartoon, which I didn't like either because I'm like, that's not really the comic book art.
Mm-hmm.
But with
some
this,
people like that. Maybe there is going to be a movie.
They got into it, and with this, I mean, he has made over $1 million, but I don't think it had anything to do with the trailer. Those people were lining up already. But yeah, like Rick said, it didn't catch my interest either. And hello, Devil Flyer. Well, it was a little convoluted. I had no idea really what was going on. Yaira gave this one chick a death blow, like. Okay, so she tried to kill her. So her intent was murder. So I'm like, I'm not sure what we're getting into here. We'll see. We won't see because I probably won't buy the book, but it'll get out there, right? Hello?
Yeah. Outcast is like there's no story. There's like no, basically
Well, at least not in the trailer. I mean, not enough of a story for us to really get excited about. There was a blonde lady introduced as, a member of
the
Pro
hero, right?
Texas.
That's what I get.
What's
She
that?
looked like the hero, like she was the
Well,
hero or the warrior or something.
they didn't definitely define that, but it sure seems like the blonde is the Yaira. But
Yeah, yeah. I think they called her yeah. I can't say it.
Yaira.
Yaira.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. That's how I say it.
Yaira. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I am very happy for them, though. They did very well on their campaign. So good for them. I felt that I agree. I think that the trailer I wouldn't have bought it based off of that trailer.
Now, if the trailer was about, an ongoing a series to come or a movie, even though it was poorly shot and acted and written, that at least would make sense to me. I would be like, all right, well, they're kind of,
Yeah.
they're pushing something there, but
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I don't get it. And I did say something on Twitter, and somebody bounced back and insulted me about the 25 backers and $2,200, and I was just like, yeah, so like I can at least have an opinion that I don't think that fits the comic. It's
Well, yeah. You weren't being mean.
well, I probably was, because anytime I open my mouth, I'm mean.
That's true. That
On
is true.
Twitter, at least, that's how they take it.
Yeah.
People are so sensitive these days.
Okay. You're so funny. You're so funny.
Well, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I should
so
go
yeah,
back.
so-
And I cut that trailer short, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't know. It was very long though. It was like a movie.
Well, it looked like it was advertising movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's why I was like, what are we watching? And then somebody made a comment somewhere, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think it's a comic book. I think so.
Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Here we go. Oh, it's a 3D asset. That was probably done intentionally. Let me. Okay, so Outcast mentioned at the end of the video, you could see her in costume. It looks like a 3D model. Let's see. So we'll let this run, because I did skip over all the credits where that right after it.
Winter is here.
What's her name? Yintos?
No, she said Vinta is here. In other words, it was supposed to be released in the winter. They got the campaign open before winter officially got here, but it's not going to be out until May.
Oh.
So Yaira's winter kind of feels like it's a little late, but that's, neither here nor there.
They have a very large following, so I'm not surprised that they got funded right away.
No, well, you got to understand too, Eric doesn't call them crowdfunders. This is pre-sale.
Oh. Okay. Well, look.
I don't
he
know.
Did
it doesn't
so well
look
on the pre-sale. What the heck? I don't know. It's fine. I mean, if it works for them.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. It's weird because the comic books really have become who you can hire for some people, and if you have enough money, you can make a comic, and if you have enough money, you can hire almost anybody to do it for you. And I'm seeing more of that, and it doesn't really make me uncomfortable because that's what Marvel and DC fed me all throughout my years. They were hiring people. But there is a different vibe to it when there isn't a structure of, editors with an editor-in-chief and a publisher involved in keeping the company focused and in a direction. And I suppose some would argue that's what Eric's doing with his company.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not a vibe I've been able to grab onto personally. And that has nothing to do with anything, just that the characters haven't grabbed me, nor have the promotions.
Right.
But it's obviously working with plenty of people. So, I don't want to get too critical of it.
Mm-hmm.
Are the books done? Who are you asking, honey?
Are the books
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
right.
story finished? Yeah.
Well, we don't even know because this is all speculation. I have no evidence or even a good rumor line for this. But I suspect that all the criticism that he took for the Alpha issue prodded them to double down and make the Yaira book even better than what they had.
Right.
I agree with EBS. There's probably some redraws involved. There may even be some, rewrites. I don't know.
Right.
But I suspect the reason for the delay is that they had to go back and work on some stuff.
Right.
And if they did, more power to them. I mean,
Mhm.
Comics are pretty complicated. I mean, we all think they're funny, but when you put them together, it's amazing what kind of, corners you can find yourself painting into and the little details as they come together that you go, oh,
Right.
yeah, what about that? Oh, yeah, what about? And that's the adventure of making the books, though,
Yeah.
The problem is, I do think that they're being made at too slow of a pace to really have an effect on the modern mainstream.
Mhm.
Like, ISOM could be on issue 4 by now.
Right.
Instead, they've had Alpha Core and Yaira, which is their business. That's what they're doing. But like, if you're gonna go after mainstream, I think it's important to hit at least a bi-monthly status on your books. No, I'm not kidding. I mean, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's really not even a criticism. It's just that they
Right.
put out books, a title usually monthly. When I
Right.
was growing up, there were titles that were bi-monthly. They were a bit more rare, but they
Yeah.
were there, and you knew they were a series. You knew it was going to be 2 months, and there was your book. Whereas if you were getting Amazing Spider-Man, it was every month, and he had like 3 or 4 titles at all times that would come out at different times. So really, you could get them all month long.
That's true.
So when you're looking at competing against the mainstream, like Rip is starting to do, there's a lot of work done in terms of monthly delivery. If
Right.
that's really what they're going after. I don't know. I know that repeatedly Eric's done things that I've gone, that's crazy. And then of course he makes millions of dollars. So
Yeah.
who's crazy, But it's an interesting thing to watch, and hopefully learn from.
Right. That's a
Whether
good
it's
point.
good or bad, like I was telling Diana tonight, some of the ideas I have for the next campaign, and they're getting shot down, folks. But
Well,
I am
no, don't be like that. Oh my
Huh?
gosh. I'm not
No,
that
I'm being
bad.
fair and honest. That means that not all my ideas are beautiful ideas. And my wife is sitting there going, "Nope, put that one aside. That one's no good. You can love that one." No, you're not interested. No. And she's right, but I still have to throw ideas to the fan and see if I can get something that'll give us some traction.
Yeah.
It's
Well.
weird looking at you tonight
Why?
because all I see is that old Violet Vamp.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can change the image.
You're nasty. You won't get on camera, huh? You're hiding tonight?
Well, no, I'm just tired. And
Yeah.
nobody, you don't have to see my face, do you? Is
Well, I'm
that
going to
what
see
it
it
is?
soon
You
enough.
want to
So
see my face? All right, hold on. I had my hair down and I've had my hair up all day. So let's see if this is any better. I'm not
yeah,
even
Rick, there were quarterly titles, but I didn't really look at them like as series.
See,
Good
there's
evening,
my
dear.
face. I'm freezing
Hello.
too.
I did turn the heat up. You probably heard the furnace
I did hear
fire
it.
up.
Come on, it'll get warm in the office. My office is lower on the lower level. So
Well, it's really weird. We might want to have it looked at this year because we're having issues with the hot water in the shower as well. So it could be there's a plug somewhere and it's not getting the heat properly, or one of the valves is turned wrong, and you're not getting enough heat through the pipes down there. As heat rises, you guys should feel it first.
Yes, but I'm downstairs, so it would rise up to you.
Right, but it has to go through you to get to me, I would think.
No, it goes.
If you put stuff
It
on the
goes
bottom
straight
shelf,
up. It doesn't come out of the thing and goes like this.
it permeates and then
It
rises.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
It's not like a racehorse. It just run up here.
Okay, there are so Rick said there was the quarterly titles too. Some even started out as quarterlies in 40s.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
never count quarterlies. I really don't. Like if they're quarterly, I forget about them. I can't tell you a single quarterly that I saw as a kid. Every book was always monthly or bi-monthly. And that
Yeah.
was just maybe that was just even the retailer I was dealing with, because I was getting my books from a corner store,
Mhm.
little junket. It was awesome.
It was
They had
awesome.
one comic book rack, and you went through it, and they kept it
Mhm.
stocked mostly with Marvel. You would get a
Yeah.
little Superman, a little bit of Batman,
Yeah.
and I'm not ashamed to say I was into Kurt Swan's Superman. The style was distinct, if not
Into
ugly.
who?
Kurt Swan.
I don't know who that is.
He was an artist. Hang on,
Oh,
I'll
that's
pull
what
up
they
some
do.
examples.
Hmm.
He was by no means was he like, John Byrne or Neil Adams, but he still had a lot of love and respect for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the stories that he ended up doing were always really crazy things, because it's Superman.
Right.
There's Kurt Swan, a drawing of him. But this is the basic style of Kurt
Oh
Swan.
yeah.
The big, he's got like a big, heavy barrel chest.
But those were done years ago, right? In the 19 what?
Well, I don't know when he stopped doing them, but I was reading them in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he started long before that. But yeah, he was a favorite of mine. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit. I don't think I can make it too big and be able to read it, but the storylines is if you ever get a chance to read these, they're cheesy, but
they're what
funny.
you always talk about, right? As far as
Well,
comics and stuff like that.
They're just dumb. Like he would lose his powers, or he would, end up fighting somebody who knew his secret identity, who would have to trick into forgetting, or he'd do something stupid like go back in time by spinning the earth in reverse like he did in the first movie. Yo, Captain Aura, what's up, brother?
Hey, there he is. There he
We're just
is.
checking in on the daily, celebrating a successful campaign.
Yeah.
Brainstorming a little about the new one, which is some ways off, but I'm already starting to plan, and Diana's getting fulfillment
Yes.
piled in together.
I am actually. I'm making sure, everything's coming in and all of that good stuff. So
We should have the final press proofs tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes. Congrats on issue 7 on to 8. Exactly. And we are. You are working towards that. You've been working towards that all along, correct?
Towards 8?
Yes.
Yeah, because 8's after 7, and then after 8 it'll be 9.
Oh
and
my
after
gosh,
9.
stop already. You're so fresh.
I am adding a feature. Listen,
Huh?
to the last 4 issues of Cyclopian in the 12-issue story arc, I can now confidently say that we are adding at least the backstory to the Cardinal. And the Cardinal will be a very special character in the Cyclopean universe.
Indeed.
And so this
You were
character,
yeah.
well, I have to go over it because I'm kind of taking on a co-writer of sorts. And I want to run it by him before I announce any of the major story plot, the thing that makes the Cardinal, and how it all comes together. Like, he gave me a story that can fit within this story, and then we can actually extend it into the next story. Do I think I'll have 8 or 9 and 10 out this year? I want to say no, but you know me. A comic every 3 months. That's 9 months. We're in what, the 4th month? Yeah,
I'm
probably.
going, yes, he will.
Oh.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, we'll be really close. I'm not going to be doing a Halloween book, I don't believe, at least not outside of the Cyclopean books. So that's not going to be.
You said you wanted to just
Well,
kind of concentrate.
I have a title that I'm working on, but it's back burner, and I'm not bringing it out until it's ready. I'm not going to force it this year because it's just not going to be there this year. I have too much to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey, what's up, brother? And
Hi, Joey.
I thought really the cheesiness of comics back then is almost like its charm. When you got your hands on a cheesy, stupid issue of Flash or Superman or Batman and Robin,
Mm-hmm.
knew it was going to be cheesy, and it never failed to deliver. So it wasn't until like the 70s really when things started getting more serious. Neil Adams came in, George Perez, John Byrne,
Right.
and all the older guys started following suit. Like John
Mm-hmm.
Romita. I guess he was a 70s guy too, but like it just started to change and started to get more realistic in the art and in the excitement while still
Mm-hmm.
being uncharacteristically bizarre, like they'd have awesome angles and layouts and just the right flow.
Just all
No?
the right stuff. Everything
The
that you
80s came in,
need.
it was great, and then the 90s got extreme, and then the last 25 years, I don't know what the heck has happened.
Well,
But it's happened, hasn't it?
it has happened. That's all I hear about from you. It has
Not
happened.
really. No, there are people that are far worse about all the things that have happened than I am. I don't follow these storylines like some people do.
Yeah.
I've even declined to my Twitter use because the drama on there.
You
It
have?
seems to be like everybody in that circle.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just too much, too much negativity, too many question marks, too many people that you just don't know about. Yeah, there are red flags, but you don't know if they're red flags or just a personality or what.
Right. That's true, though.
Well, it's made it hard. Like one of the reasons that one of the reasons I'm willing to jump in with a co-writer is because I've actually met the guy and I know, what I mean? It's not like the internet or something, and no offense to my internet friends, but there's a different world once you meet people.
Yeah.
And the internet has been known to just totally burn us.
Mm-hmm.
And by us, I mean collectively, the whole Western civilization.
Right.
You haven't been online and been, catfished or messed with or trolled, whatever the situation may be, then you really haven't been on long enough, and you might want to get off before it happens. Go touch some grass. Because what happens is you'll be trolled and you'll troll. Someone will treat you badly and you'll find yourself online treating someone else badly.
Right.
And that doesn't mean they don't deserve it, but just because someone deserves it doesn't mean you have to be the one to dish it out either.
That's true.
That's my problem,
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does the president want to hear from me for? Political posts, never make them. It's hell. Because you never win, no matter
Right.
who you're siding with, the
Yeah.
other side is always watching. And there's only two sides. I'm an independent voter. Nobody counts that anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about right now. Why are we talking about voting? What happened?
Well, we have to fill up an hour. We haven't opened up the stream.
Mm-hmm. You can open it up now.
Oh, can we?
Well,
You
yeah,
are the producer.
I am not the producer, by the way.
You
But
didn't see the credits?
no,
There were credits
were there?
in the beginning. Yeah, it says everything by
Oh
Diana.
yeah, everything by Diana. Yeah. Okay, you're a funny dude.
I
You're
try.
a very funny dude.
So tomorrow
no, we
is
can we can lift
Thursday
it
is Comic Club.
up. Mm-hmm.
And I got to put a presentation about how to make comics. Otherwise, I have to do like real live drawing in front of people,
Yeah.
which I'm not opposed to, but I don't like to be facing away from a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I look funny from behind.
Well,
I got old man saggy butt. It's not a good look.
Joey said that the hard traveling heroes of Green Lantern and Arrow pushed comics to me as very different from the corny, lovable era of comics, for sure.
Well, that's one of the big series that really did it too, because the writers kind of wanted to show different aspects of America and how the two different guys would view it. And
Right.
I think there was one panel that I've seen, at least in a couple of memes,
Mm-hmm.
where a black man asked Green Arrow why he would go out to other planets and risk his life, because of the injustices against the people, and yet he could just watch while the civil rights thing was happening with blacks.
Oh my God.
And it was like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like they did some really crazy stuff. They had a heroin storyline that totally broke the Comic Code Authority.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I think now Joey probably knows better than me, but I think there was like a kid version of the Arrow, of the Green Arrow, and he was the one that got involved in heroin. But it was a storyline that back in the 70s nobody else would touch. Although I think Spider-Man did something weird like that too.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Rick? How are you?
Hey, Rick.
Good yourself.
I'm great, man. Your delay is always a pleasure now. We can mess with it. Like I'm going to start throwing words in between the pauses, like when it pauses, and I'll try to stop by the time I think you're about to answer.
Oh my God. Stop.
Well, I fear Dead Space. Like
Dead
Silent
Space?
Air.
Space be dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be an entertaining broadcast. So I'm like, yeah, we can't compete with some of the other entertainment out there, but we can provide a cool series of dialogues. And yeah.
That's the hope.
Sure. Yeah.
So what'd you think of Yaira, Rick?
Well,
Up
as
over
I said in the
$1 billion
chat,
and
I appreciate the live action thing. I think they should have more made it movie trailers, so different scenes or whatever, maybe from the book in a live action view. I don't know that scene. Those scenes are in the book or not. Obviously, they took a scene right out of what's the name, number one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, nobody seems to. So you recognized it too. Then a lot of people like Van Sciver didn't seem to know why that was in there, and I was like, well, it's an obvious tie-in with ISOM.
Yeah, it's an obvious tie-in. But again, I don't think it was needed.
It wasn't relevant. Yeah, like everybody watching the trailer knew about the incident in ISOM, but on the other hand, that was like almost the most action they had. It was like, whoa, he fell into a Kia. Like in the comic book, it was I believe it was a yellow cab, but I wasn't going to be picking stones there. I was like, a decent $8,000 car. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's how my mind was thinking. I was looking at it going, Eric has paid a lot of money for a commercial that I don't understand. I'm like, I don't, like you were saying, it didn't draw me to the book. I was like,
and even if it was a movie, supposed to be for a movie, it wouldn't draw me to the movie.
Yeah. Although I have some friends that I'm thinking maybe live trailer is the way to go. He makes millions. So I might be recruiting like Captain Aura. We'll have to make him up.
Oh my gosh. I can't even.
I am so serious. Why not? I mean, the guy made millions.
And you laughed at my doll demonstration? Come on now.
Your dolls can be in the commercial.
Running,
There it is. Look, that was what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I know about Speedy, on drugs.
That was the name, though, Speedy. Oh, yeah, that does. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Although Speedy never made sense as a name for a sidekick for Green Arrow.
But that was kind of a lot of those old sidekicks had that. The trailer was cheap.
Really, so Outcast said that the trailer was cheaper than the animation. That's probably very true.
I want to say no, but he's probably right because animation is really expensive. I know so is video production, but it did look really cheap. It looked like it reminded me of sci-fi when they do cheap productions.
Yeah, I think some of it was clips that they got for whatever, like the crowd scene and the tower, the buildings looking up. I think that's just stock footage they got from somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, that's a industry thing, but they did actually have to be somewhere. Like I saw some of the behind the scenes video, And the ISOM into the Kia thing was a real physical stunt. They put a stuntman in a suit and wired him up and dropped him on a Kia.
Oh wow.
It wasn't CG. It was the real thing.
Yeah, it looks sort of real. I just wasn't sure whether I wasn't even sure whether that was stock footage from something.
But that whole scene, in my opinion, was the best part of the whole video. Because then after that, I
Yeah.
felt like it wasn't as high def as that part. Like it felt
Yeah.
like it got that TV blur to it.
Yeah, I think it would have been, that would have been better for the ISOM.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying earlier, though, it's kind of weird because he could have already had 4 issues of ice. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
But
just
I
me
think-
talking. But wouldn't it
I
have been
think-
cool if Alpha Core had been ISOM 3 and then Yaira ISOM 4 and ISOM just be doing a little bit of something and you have these characters full blown stories put into his book, and then you've got 4 issues of ISOM instead of 2 issues of ISOM and Alpha Core and Yaira.
I get where he's going, and I'm trying to do somewhat of the same myself, obviously, but I think my stories are better. I know my sketchbook says he likes Canadian Shield 1 way better than ISOM 1.
Yeah, ISOM 1 is like
But
I'll never
I
lose
think-
this. I didn't hate ISOM 1.
Yeah, well, neither did I. I think there was too much extra stuff in it and didn't focus enough on ISOM. Yeah, I can get introducing a little bit, like I did with the plane thing, where I have who's going to be Snowdrift in the back seat of that plane, sleeping, and then it's a scene I can reference, in Snowdrift's book, to try and draw
It's even
people in.
good stuff.
Oh, good stuff.
Yes, a little good stuff.
It's just like if you're gonna compete with mainstream, you gotta, like he's got the funding now. Maybe he can just put enough talent together so those become regular books. I'd like to see more issues of the existing titles. And I know he's got Goodying coming up with Baron.
What
Mike
did you
Baron.
just say?
He's got Goodying
Gooding?
coming up.
What
Yeah,
the heck? is
Gideon or
Goodyear?
Goodyan?
Good Goodyng.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't even know what that is.
His names are always unique, but Goodying has
However you
appeared
wanna
in
say it.
ISOM 2, I think it is, and maybe also Alpha Core. But he's got a
Okay.
book coming out from Baron. I don't know if it's a one shot. I know Horseman is supposed to be a one shot.
Is Horseman actually his book? I
That
thought
book
was-
belongs to Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett, but is coming out under Ripperverse.
Oh, okay.
Boy, I know a lot about Ripperverse for a guy that's only got one issue.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, actually.
Well,
know that
I'm not
much
taking up
him.
attention.
I've been watching him because I don't like a lot of the stuff he does, but undeniably, he's a success. And yes, I
Yeah.
understand that he was on Fox News and he was on The Blaze and he was a musician and he's not exactly struggling like he had money to put into it. However, there has to be quality education there too.
Well, he
there's
also had
something
a
there
full-
that's working.
He also had a following on his YouTube too. I'm not sure who has more on YouTube, him or EVS, but that obviously I think went into a lot of it. Although some of
EVS
them
was
changed.
big for a while. I think he's going through a deflation, and it's obvious why. I mean, he lines up with like some really nasty people and then goes after people who are nasty, which blows my mind. I'm like, it's almost like what would happen if the Joker and the Riddler got together and started fighting crime, but there was still the Joker and the Riddler. It would be like, what? Like, I don't get it. Like, how can you like? I know it falls into all the stereotypes and all the crap, but how can you like, kind of hang out with Vito and then like go against the Saskas or vice versa? And I'm like, I don't understand all the division. Like, if they're gonna all have their weird friends, why are they judging each other over it? I'm like, all right, you guys.
It's not even those two fighting crime. It's them, competing. or whatever.
Well, that's what it devolved to, right? And now obviously Eric has kicked the tar out of EBS. Maybe if they come out at the same time, EBS would have won that. But he's only got 2 books in how many years? And it's really biting him in the butt now because somebody's come along and been like, bing, bang, boom. I've got, 4 books out now, son. And it's not even like my books. When I would tell EBS, if I look at EBS and I say, hey, I've done 7 books, they go, yeah, but your books don't make a shit. Okay, you got a point. But Eric stands up and goes, yo, son, I've made 4 books in 6 months or whatever it's been.
A year. I think it's been a year.
Yeah, but your books.
A year.
Okay. But EBS can't look at them and go, yeah, but your books don't make shit because EBS doesn't make July numbers. It's like, no, EBS is no longer.
Well,
I think of the hill.
I think his first book, obviously, his second book, the first 2 books, EBS doesn't compete with, but the last 2, I don't know what Gyro's going to make, obviously, yet till it's done. But
I think we can certainly say Alphacore was a dip.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, I don't know whether Gyro will make more. I don't think it's going to make as much as Isom 1.
I think it's going to go 4 million, Rick. I think it's got the perfect little magic. They've got the twin sisters. They've got Eric July.
They've got a lot that you might think it would, but by this time, last time with Isom 1, he'd made close to 3 million already.
I don't know. He said this was outpacing it. He put out a video claiming Gyro was outpacing Isom. But I was predicting 4 million before it came out. And I'm just like being like almost because I want to see it like, can Eric handle another book doing better than his? Like, you know what I mean? Like, could he handle that? Like, it's within his own company. I think he could, though, because, he's still, I guess he's still the creator of Yaira. The Soska sisters are just the writers.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's like me when I get somebody to write one of my books, or if you got somebody to write a Cyclopian book.
I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'm struggling with that idea because that is obviously part of the key is hiring good talent. But I don't know if I can ever do that. Like, it's such a struggle for me to like let go of a character when I'm like, no, I've got plans for him, her, it, whatever.
Yeah, but see, therein the thing lies. If you get somebody to write it, you're working with them, and okay, this is what I want. This is my plans, even DC and Marvel do that, with their books, a writer, and EBS has said it, he wrote an idea from the plan to, what should be done for Flash or whatever, submitted it to DC, and they okayed it one way or another, or didn't okay it when they did, they got a real writer to come along and do something with it. And that's exactly what would happen with you. You hire this writer. Okay, here's what I want, basics. Go write it. Come back to me, or you, Ed, Diana, and you go over what needs to change if anything does.
Yeah, but if we never get that far, I'm happy as long as I'm making my book. And I mean, I'm starting to look at it like Eric Larson. Which is he's still light years ahead of me in terms of sales and popularity and even skill. But he's obtainable, and we just we're going to be branching out. We have ideas. I'm not going to like get into the depressed mode again of woe is us. Not that I was really there, but I am looking for ways to expand, and I think we're.
Yeah, I get you there. I'm doing the same thing. Always looking for expand. Something unique for my campaign a lot of times, Well,
you want to know something? Our viewership is going up a little bit, and I think that has to do with Facebook and Instagram more than Twitter. Like, I think I pay too much mind to Twitter when I don't get much, like, interaction there. Yeah, like, there's nothing there for me there. But if I post to Facebook or Instagram, I get responses. So one of the things I have to do is change my focus and, like, even though I despise Facebook, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
suck up and go back to that turf, because X is toxic. I mean, like, it's just you can't go on. Ask Diana. I play my shorts. You know, like you get your shorts in your thread, and she's like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is wrong with yours?" And she's like, "Look at mine. They're all animals." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cute." Mine is all like people getting beat up, or people complaining about the government, or people complaining that the moon landing was fake. Huh? It all comes up on mine.
He's so crazy.
It's
I think
well, it
that's
depends on
probably
what you're
fun.
watching on your YouTube channel or whatever, or your Facebook or
No,
whatever.
I watch,
Yeah.
dude. I watch game videos. Like I watch retro game videos. Boring white men going, back in 1989, this game came out on the NES and everybody liked it, but I didn't like the sound so much. Like it's literally over and over. Ask Diana. I watch hours of these people,
Yeah.
and I actually, they're part of my family now. GameSack is a staple in this household.
Well, for Chris.
If you don't know who GameSack is, YouTube them. Just type in GameSack, just like it sounds, with a space in between the two words, and you'll see what I've been watching. Because I watched like probably a week and a half, 2 weeks of Trash Cast, and then it just got to be too much. Because I agreed with him at first. I'm like, yeah, Eric's kind of, a bad sport.
Yeah, I agreed with a bunch of the stuff he said about Eric. Maybe not all of it, and a lot of the book, the review of the book. Yeah, makes sense.
The review was awesome, but now it's
Yeah.
just gotten to where it's like, okay, chickens in the chat. Okay, yeah,
Big
Eric
whoop.
July said this today. I'm sure it was about me, even though he didn't say my name. But Eric July did this, and I saw him sneeze on a stream. Here's the clip. Ha ha ha! Did you see him sneeze? Like it's every episode now. I'm like, oh god. What are they?
Okay, so thanks to Diana, he found your
Yeah.
channel. He says, "I found your channel through EBS's super chats." Which Diana made.
That
Thank
was
you,
a funny time
Outcast.
because we were really getting into EBS, and
Well, I
we
still
were
enjoy watching him, but I can't watch him all the time because it's
from
kind of
time
the
to time.
same
He is entertaining. Nobody
He's
should ever.
very talented. Like I don't have beef against the guy. Like I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I laugh at some of the things, but I'm like, oh my god, I can't even with him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
showing up
he-
like Riley and mint salad.
Well,
yeah.
no, I don't do that.
God bless him for having the stand-up patience and whatever else. But it's a bad look for him, man.
Yeah, I can't take anything away from EBS's talent. He is superb talent. Like I'd love to have him talent-wise. I'd love to have him on my team drawing my books. As long as he can draw them a bit faster.
Well, he can do monthly. It's just what he
Yeah.
puts into Cyberfrog is different than what he was putting into Green Lantern or Flash or any of the other books that Marvel and DC got him to do, because it's his. And I don't deny he does beautiful work on his stuff. And I know people criticize it. And let's be honest, I'm so tired of like hotty toddy artists coming up behind someone and going, if you look, this elbow is not actually in position of this hand. And just look at the page, read the stuff. Did you get through it without going, oh my God, that was grotesque? Okay. If you thought it was grotesque, move on. Maybe the next one won't be. But 9 out of 10 times, these nitpicks are things I didn't even notice. Like ISOM, my favorite part of ISOM 1 was the art, and the art is actually kind of trashy. And I'm like, like, I didn't even pay attention to it that much because a comic is supposed to be read and enjoyed. And when it's a masterpiece, that's when you absorb all that stuff.
Yeah. And there's some comics that I've had. Like there was a Huntress miniseries way back in the 90s that I got. I did not really like the art in it, the way they did it. And, okay, well, I collected the miniseries and, it's not like I read it all the time.
You know who I got stuck on because of Machine Man? And I ended up buying up a lot of his art, and he really wasn't great, but he was. And that was Herb Trimp.
Okay.
His art was never great. It was kind of like almost Kirby-ish. Hang on, I'm going to pull up some stuff. Because he was a Marvel artist all the way. Yeah, here we go.
I
Herb
never paid
Trimp.
much attention to the artist, but the only one that I really ever paid attention to when I was collecting on a regular basis was Alex Ross.
Who?
Alex Ross.
What's he do?
Yeah.
No, so here's like some classic Herb Trimp. Like the one with the Hulk face here. It's very
Yeah.
classical Trimp. Like the dimensions and stuff are kind of weird, but he always drew that way, and it was his style. It kind of reminded me of Kirby, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, this pulled up a lot of Hulk. Let me see. I'm pretty sure he did Machine Man too. Yeah, there it is. Very Kirby looking.
Kirby.
Yeah. Kirby is an artist from the day.
Oh no, I know that, but you know what I thought you were saying, Chris?
Not yet.
Curvy.
Kirby. Oh no.
The
No,
art
no.
was very curvy, and I'm thinking to myself, was he talking about like there's a lot of women? No, that's not his style.
Well, there were women, but you'd be
Kirby.
amazed at how awkward some of these guys would draw women, but they passed because they were
How
consistent.
uncurvy these women were.
No, they were curvy, but like they had like 60s bodies, very very hourglass.
But the other thing too, the art on these things, and I've said it before, you look at Simpsons, South Park, so many of these more modern series, either starting in the 90s or, the Steven Universe stuff, people make money at it. So, there is a market out there. Maybe it's not my thing, but.
Well, that's the frustrating thing, like, because you'll see obvious like junk get like the big push and they get really big, and then you got to kind of laugh and say, well, it happens, that's the way it goes. I think most comic book professionals laugh at some of the comics that end up making it. If you consider Dogman or Captain Underpants to be comics,
Right.
which I do. I mean, we talk about Marvel and DC, but I can't tell you how many kids I know that know who Captain Underpants and Dogman are. It's like,
yeah, because it's what they watched growing up. We watch Super Friends.
They're reading it. They're literally comic books that they're getting.
Oh yeah,
because in a manga form, really, because it's a small digest.
Yeah, because they became popular. Make a comic of it. Make some money.
I think a lot of it is popular now from the libraries. Like when you see a kid go into a library, they have to come out with a book, and Dogman is one of those books that the teacher will give a nod to just because it's something the kid will read, right? So they got like shelves full of Dogman adventures and shelves full of Captain Underpants. These kids are like, yeah, man, I'm down. But it's like, it's not, it's weird comics. It's not like taking them into the next level of, now we're going to follow a Peter Parker-like character through his teenage years to be your buddy growing up. And now we're going to find you like an adult hero that you can follow for your first few years of manhood while you're going, wow, this is rough. I don't know what to do. Well, Spider-Man's going through it too. You know what I mean? Like that's what heroes used to do in comics. They would kind of co-live your life. You would relate to things and go, oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
Well, some of them, because that's what Stan did a lot of. But we know, DC with Superman, Batman wasn't really like that. But
no,
yes,
but
Jim Lee is a great artist as well.
Oh, Jim Lee is probably, in my opinion, I would say probably the best artist of all comics, but John Byrne is my absolute favorite. I consider Jim Lee like John Byrne on steroids because I always thought they had a similar style until Jim Lee went like super Jim Lee. Like he went into a whole nother stratosphere all of a sudden, and like I was like
super Jim Lee.
He went like into artist god mode.
Yeah,
he like went from being really great to being greater.
The only one that I think is a little bit better than him is Alex Ross because of the realism of Alex Ross's stuff.
Alex Ross is a guy who will paint from a photograph, and that's impressive. But Alex Ross cannot match Jim Lee in sequential art, going panel to panel, page to page, book to book, creating an epic that can only be called.
Oh, I disagree.
I
Look
do
at
not think Alex
Kingdom
Ross.
Come.
Has he ever
Kingdom
done so much? I really, and I'm not asking
Yeah,
on it. I'm
yeah,
not being
he's done
funny.
several books. Kingdom Come is one that I can think of off of hand.
Oh, that's not the good compared to Jim Lee.
And then I know he's done several
did he
things
do
for
pen and
Marvel.
ink, or did he do oil paintings?
I don't know. I don't know
Jim
how
Lee
he did it.
Jim Lee pen and- I
Like,
gotta look
look,
that up.
You're
Kingdom
so
Come.
funny, the two of you arguing over
Alex Ross.
debating this.
Kingdom
Alex Ross.
Come. I know that band.
What?
I know that
What?
band.
Oh my god.
Get It On, Kingdom Come, the 80s.
No.
Good golly.
I
Okay, so I'm looking at a
know.
lot of paintings. I'm looking for interior art. Okay, let's see. I got some interior art. Let's pull that up. Oh, it looks like a video by Alex Ross. How about that? I'll share that. Share screen, Kingdom Come, Superman. Yeah, it's really pretty. There's music to it, I think.
Joey says Alex Ross was painting panel to panel, reminded me of Frank Frazetta or Boris, whatever.
Vallejo.
You know who else I like a lot is Barry Windsor Smith. And yes, this is great stuff. And it's up there with Jim Lee. But they're not as good as Jim Lee.
Rick.
I would put them the reverse.
That's because you're Canadian.
That's because you're going to
Tell me the
stop
truth.
picking
Alex
on
Ross-
him.
Alex
Oh
Ross
my
is
gosh.
Canadian, isn't he? Alex Ross is Canadian, is he not?
No.
I have no idea. I'm just bluffing here.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
Todd McFarlane is Canadian, and
Yes, I know.
he's probably
Yeah.
as good as I think he's on the same level as Jim Lee.
Oh, that's so
McFarlane?
funny.
Yeah, that's a weird one because if you want to talk cartooning, Todd McFarlane is a boss because he draws these like exaggerated features and the characters are always, you know, whereas Lee, it's like, no, the human nose belongs right here like this. And the shadow is going, like I watch his draw streams and I'm like, it's like listening to a doctor in surgery. He's like, and this muscle goes here and the shadow will fall here. Some people draw it this way, but the light really, and I'm like, how did he look? He's just amazing.
Joey says Ross is better than Lee too.
It's a different style. I would say we can say definitively Alex Ross is a better painter than Jim Lee, but I don't know if Jim Lee even paints. But I would also say panel to panel, fluid storytelling, page to page, book to book.
He may have painted all the panels, but it's still a sequential art.
Yes, but Jim Lee did it better.
Jim Lee, according to Terry, was pre-med in college. So that's probably why he can.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. His dad wanted him to be a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Outcast says independent artists calling their movement the Iron Age, going against the mainstream. Okay.
Hey, guys.
There's the different ages in comics, yeah.
Hey, guys, I have another supporting fact for Jim Lee.
What's that?
Let me share it. Hang on. According to Wikipedia, which we all know is very reliable, it's been number one best-selling American single-issue comic book of all time, selling almost 8.2 copies since its publication in 1991.
8.2 copies? He only sold 8
million copies. Yeah. But
I was going to say what?
I would like to point out that Jim Lee is the artist of X-Men 1, the highest selling book in American single issues.
Oh, God.
Just saying.
That doesn't mean he's the better artist.
It does to me. And if he was like voted most popular in like the Girl Scout, poll, I would be pulling that up too. See, he won the Girl Scout poll. Like any evidence I have right now, I would pull up. Absolutely.
Excuse me, guys.
You know that he drives an electric car. He is superior. I don't think those are necessarily superior, so I shouldn't joke like that. I know in this winter, a lot of electric car owners found out that they don't charge very well in subarctic weather.
Oh, geez, go figure.
Who knew those batteries needed to be warm? I don't mean to make fun of those people, but it must have been really rough. You raised your hand, man.
Yeah, I'm saying I would have known. Batteries in cold weather do not do as well.
See, I should know, but I spend all my time in warm buildings. I'm not very hardened. If we ever got hit with like a, asteroid EMP thing, and we had to live like on our, wow, what would I do, Diana?
You would be a very, very not fun person to be around for sure.
I'd adapt or die. That would be the thing in life, wouldn't it? Adapt or die.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Well, we now get another opinion. Mighty Geek says Mark Silveresti was the best artist among the image founders.
Interesting
I didn't
opinion.
even know who
Considering
he
we
is.
just launched Lee and McFarlane into the atmosphere. Yeah. Well, I don't think so either, but it's good to have a difference of opinion. Not that
I
he
don't
was.
know whether I agree with them. I know certain names and what they've done. So.
Well,
No, Silvestri's had a lot of great art. Like Terry's not wrong; he's amazing. But at this point, I think when you get this good, it starts to become more in my opinion. Like that Wolverine, can you see that, or do I need to make it bigger?
That's pretty good. The Batgirl's pretty good too.
Of course, these aren't like full run sequentials, but it's incredible. The best though. Oh, that's tough. Here's some sequentials though.
Oh, that's a nice Wonder Woman.
It's all nice. Like it's all up there in that same area. But, we gotta remember, guys. Jim Lee is the best.
Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
Mighty Geek says all the image founders have said this.
Said what?
But Jim Lee is still the best. His honor will not allow him to just accept you on.
God, you guys are so bad.
Diana,
Yes.
you are married to me. You must agree with me. 2-1.
Of course, I have to agree with you. That makes total sense, guys. Right?
Yeah, no, because you couldn't possibly have your own
She ever
opinion.
agree? When has she ever
honestly,
agreed
Diana,
with you 100%?
if you were asked, who would you say is your favorite artist? And I'm not looking for, my husband. I'm looking for like, do you have a favorite
I don't
artist?
really know because I don't really have a favorite artist. Like I just like good art. I like art that makes me feel something. So it could be anything. And that's my honest opinion. I really don't have like, you guys are calling out artist names. If you showed me or if I saw a book and I looked at the art and I liked it and it like related to the story, I'm like, wow, I really like this artist. That's about where I go. I'm sorry, I'm not much fun when it comes to this kind of stuff. That is why Chris is looking for a new partner.
I am not looking for anything, honey.
Okay.
But you don't know enough of the artists and what they do, and I'm not.
No,
much
I don't. I
and
really
I'm not
don't.
much better than you to be able to claim that either. But out of all ones I do know.
The thing with Diana is, in a lot of ways, she's not bound by anything that she's seen before.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with any of this, so for me,
right.
Yeah.
So for her, it's a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
And
That's
as
sort of
I
what I was
introduce
getting at.
dynamics and stuff, that's like a lot of fun because she can visibly understand what's going on without I feel like when I look at my stuff, I don't necessarily see the changes or the growth for months. Like I go back and I look at like 2019 and I can see like so much between the months, you know what I'm saying? But if I look at the last 6 months, it's harder for me to see the changes until another year or two goes by, and then I can see all the little details.
Yeah.
Weird. It's
Money Geek
weird.
says, Diana, who is the best writer in your opinion? No, not of comics. Just I would say in general. If I would use that.
I'm printing something. Hold on. Okay.
I don't
All right,
know.
sorry.
What did he write? Printing.
I'm
You're missing
I'm
something right.
printing. No, I'm literally, guys, he's got me streaming every night. Normally it's my office time for Hero Shack stuff. So I have to kind of squeeze it in when I can. So I honestly I like he's gonna kill me. I really don't have a best writer. I like books again that I enjoy, but are they my favorite?
My
I
favorite
don't
writer is Stephen King.
my favorite.
My
And some
favorite
of his
book
books
is
are
It.
okay. Huh?
It's a
So
hard title to remember. It.
there's not a writer that if he comes out with a new book, you just gotta grab it.
No, not at all. Like I like uh Stephen
Hector?
King. Just because you said Stephen King, now I'm like, oh, well, I did like Stephen King. I don't like the movies though. I don't necessarily care for the movies.
No, all his movies seem to be
Um,
done terribly for one reason or another.
Right. Like, I mean, when I look at them, when I look, when you can read Who's Scared inspired him. Oh yeah, Lovecraft. He's another one. I like Stephanie Meyer. I'm trying to think.
My favorite author is the
God.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Well, that's a given.
Sorry, I
T.S.
had to say it 'cause
Eliot,
you know what's
Edgar
funny?
Allan
People ask
Poe,
me-
I've read him. I like Dr. Seuss. Like, there's so many that they're like, I love variety of different kinds of books and different kinds of writers. Same thing with music. Like, I just, I like Stephen King, go Lovecraft. Yeah. It's true though. He is true about that. But yeah, I don't like do stuff. What in the flippity flip is going on? I just printed something. It's minuscule. I can't even see the darn thing. How?
You guys want to see something cool? I had to do for a kid.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Let's do this. Yeah.
But he says Anne Rice is one of his favorite.
Yeah,
writers.
I saw that. So the 11x7 that he was just holding up is for actually one of my students as well. I work with the young lad, and his paraprofessional asked him, asked Chris, I think, to do a card or something. Didn't he ask you to do that? I thought it came out really good. Did you guys even know? Wait, you should listen. You need to hold that back up there. We're going to test all these experts in the comic book field. Do you even know who that character was that Chris did? And yes, I loved Eric Tamburino's books.
How could they know? It doesn't look like, well,
it does look just like him. Yes, it does. Okay, do you guys know who that character is?
The original Daredevil?
Nope. Not even close. I think current age comic.
The wannabe Captain Marvel?
No.
No, but in his defense, the character that he's based on doesn't have hair out the back of his head, doesn't have a fin on top of his head, but he does have like cat ears. And he's one solid color. This represents the Dorito, Nacho Dorito, and Cool Ranch.
Okay. Daredevil, then?
It's actually PJ Mask from the
Yeah,
cartoon show.
Okay.
I didn't
That's
know
why
what
I knew him. Chris didn't even know who he was. And like, I work with children. I know who he is. PJ Max in his crew.
Actually, I don't know who it is, but the name sounds vaguely familiar.
I'm sure it's on a lot of Cart Saturday morning or afternoon.
Are there Saturday morning cartoons anymore?
Well, I don't know. I never watched them if there are.
So
Well,
this is
I
who
don't
the
think
character
so.
is based off of.
Yeah, I
These
think
guys.
I've seen somebody else do some stuff on this before,
Yeah.
but I've never watched it myself. So
was Jacob's favorite, so we made him a PJ Mask styled superhero. His favorites are Cool Ranch and Dorito, or Cool Ranch and Nacho Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
He loves playing the ball with those racks, the racket things.
Oh
So,
yeah.
that's why he has those, and we're gonna surprise him, and hopefully he'll be really happy.
When are you giving it to him?
I don't know. I'm giving it to Patrick tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, cool, because I see them tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, no, I think his birthday isn't for another day.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's Thursday. So
Mhm.
I want to smuggle it in, and they can do what they want. I don't know what they want to do.
Mm. But
But
no, I thought it was really cool. I liked it.
It looks good.
Yeah, it did. It looks really good.
Much more
it
than
looks-
that.
I honestly excuse me, thought that he was going to do like a card. I didn't know you were doing a whole pinup.
I think I'm supposed to, but I don't have that kind of paper stock, so we'll have to figure something
Well,
out.
I actually have that kind of paper stock.
Oh, really?
So yeah, really. It just
So you want to throw it like on the front of something for a card?
well, no, I just thought that he ordered a card. You get a
Ordered a card. Yeah, babe. I get ordered.
For a sticker card.
Yeah.
He wanted a card. Yes, he asked for a card. So
So you got something better.
yeah, he did for sure. He did. But I just
The
think it's
poster
funny.
that could be put up in the kid's room.
Yeah, he did. He ordered. It's okay. It's fine. I don't
Sorry.
mind. I'm just saying that I know that's what he ordered.
Well, my
It's
dear.
not a big deal that you did that. We'll
If
just have
you
to
want to
figure
put it
out
on
how
a card and print it, you are more than welcome to.
No, I think he's gonna love that. We just have to figure out how to wrap it. I do have tubes. Maybe we can just do a tube. Put it in a
Yeah.
tube for him.
Yeah.
I do have mailer tubes. I'm sorry, guys. We were like just never mind the chat. Never mind what people are saying. Excuse us where we discuss this thing that has no relevancy at all to what we're doing here. But we thank you so much for listening because that's very cool of you.
Well, we just figured out. Diana, I sent you the artwork. If you want to make it into a card and print it out, you're more than welcome to. If not, I don't
Okay.
care.
Well, no,
but
I'm not gonna. It looks good.
You
like
don't
that.
care?
I
No,
know.
I'm
I don't care
I'm
now.
a careless whisper.
Oh my God, you're so bad. No, I will figure something out. It's got to go tomorrow. You said, right? Is that what you
No,
said,
the day
tomorrow?
after, but we should get it to him by tomorrow, so he has a day
Okay.
to like plan.
Okay.
Besides, he
right.
has to have some responsibility. He'll have to keep it safe for 24 hours.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. That's so true. That is so true. But yeah, it looks really good actually, guys. It looks really good up front. So yeah, so you can contact Chris for commissions. He is more than happy to help everybody out.
I didn't charge for this, and good thing too, because if I let my wife charge, I'm not even going to repeat it.
No, I started after I told you a price, I started Googling it. I'm like, oh, no wonder he was mad.
Yeah, I asked her how much, and she's like, I don't know, $10. I'm like, what? What's wrong with you? And she's like, okay, 15.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with my
I'm like, that's
Well,
what you think it's worth?
for a sketch card is normally about $10. So a birthday card probably 20, 30.
No
Yeah.
way, man. I'm way better than that. I'm like, no, man, I'd charge 300 if this was a regular commission for somebody, but it's not. It's for a kid, and I'm just having fun. But a minimum of 300 to start. Like, I'm like, $10? What? Like, even if I got talked in half, I'm still like, 15 times higher than she is on her first bid. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be eating SpaghettiOs all my life.
Oh, stop already. Go, yeah, Bella.
Yeah, I'm ready for commissions, Rick. $12 a page. She's going high.
Well, a page, that page, yeah, that page, $10 for a page that size. But I said a sketch card. The sketch cards are only like $10.
If you're a nobody, you go to
Yes,
like
you
somebody-
are.
No, but I'm saying you go to a somebody, and it's like that's why I don't bother with sketch cards though, because I don't have a crowd for that yet. And I
Right.
will. Don't worry, I'm catching up with the big guys. They're all going to be like, I remember when that little shit couldn't draw.
You're so funny.
I
I
am funny.
remember when he couldn't draw. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. The first years that we went out on the circuit, when we were doing the
Mhm.
conventions, and I look
Yeah.
back at the books we brought with us, and I go, wow, I actually had the nerve to sit there and sell these in public. And I guess that's part of growing up and doing the books, because everybody has that stuff, like where they started from. But I look back and I'm like, yeah, we can just leave those in the trash can for now. The really
Well,
old. I'm not talking about the Cyclopean. I'm talking about the old Hero Shack
I know
stuff.
what you're talking about, but I also believe, right, that
Yes.
with the new influx of indie creators and not going to traditional publishers and things like that, I feel like we see a lot more of that. We see a lot more of growing pieces of art or literary, books or whatever, because there's no publisher to say, I'm sorry, we can't publish this because we're doing it on our own. So you see more of that in general, more books that are like, when you look back after 4 or 5 years going, I can't believe I put that out there. Or
Yeah, because I didn't have someone over me going, yeah, no, go back to the drawing board for a little bit longer.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're kind of taking it. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things about independent creators is really trying to reach to that level of professionalism that you see in the old, let me put it this way, the old Marvel and DC. Not so much the new stuff, but the older stuff that you guys really fell in love with when you were kids. That's at least from where I'm sitting, that's what it looks like to me.
I thought you were
But the
sitting in the cellar.
Shut up.
But I was also, but the style of art can be all right. Yeah, you probably look at what you did, 4 or 5 years ago and look, oh, that's atrocious. And, same here. But, there are people that will pay that for, especially with independent books. And,
Yeah.
as I said before, you look at a lot of variety, South Park and that, hey, it's got popular. So the
Right.
fact that it was horrible to you back then, people didn't mind paying it. So,
Yeah. Well,
but
Well, I
that's
don't feel bad that people bought it, and I don't even
no,
feel
it
bad
was
that
still a
that's
good read. It wasn't like
No,
Chris
what
paints
I'm
it like
saying
it was
though is,
horrible.
like, so what I'm saying is, like, there are things that, like, I don't mind not bringing to the conventions anymore because I have plenty of Cyclopean to go. Like,
Yeah, that's true too.
where it used to be like, oh no, we need to bring all the books because we need to show people we're serious and we've been doing books.
Yeah.
Well, now I have 7 issues sitting there of the Great Cyclopean. That's like a series now. I can be like, no, we just carry Cyclopean today. Yeah. Here's where you can get our other books, but this is our main book. I think that's going to be key because I've noticed the booths that best around us are really focused on one particular title, like Mighty Geek, or not Mighty Geek, I'm sorry, Mighty Mascots.
Yeah.
Keith always does well at shows, and of course his whole booth is primarily Mighty Mascots.
Yeah.
Hero Shack was, Trolls and Cluster Fudge and The Last of the Reaper
We had
and
so much.
Great
Yeah.
Cyclopian, and like it was a whole
but
assortment.
now you have enough books of the one title that you can make it on.
Well, we can
just
try that
one
this year,
title.
whereas previous years we've never really had the enough to do that. But this is going to be cool to walk into a place. We have a couple of variant covers to go with it, so really we have a spread of about probably 10 to 15 books, all Cyclopean. I'm excited. I think that's going to help the book a lot. I don't think it's going to happen through Twitter. I think we can do better through Facebook. I think Twitter is just never going to happen for us.
No, it's not. It's not a good place for us.
No.
Yes, we can make a good trade paperback, 6-issue, 1 through 6, and we have talked about doing that. And I think we're going to do that, but I don't want to say too much because I get my hopes up, and then this guy sitting up there by the name of Christopher comes along and says, I've been thinking that I want to do whatever it is that's on his mind, and I just sit there and say, okay, fine. This is
Yeah,
your
I
gig.
think
I'm here just to be your slave girl, to do what you need me to do. I don't have, I'm not gonna go
yes, instead of slave Leia, it's slave Diana.
there. Yeah, my slave, my slave. I
But
come up with
no,
all
I
these
think
great plans, and he shoots them down, and I'm like, oh, whatever, dude.
well, you do the same for him, so
No, I don't, because his ideas are
different.
crazy. His ideas are cuckoo. Let me
But
tell
he thinks the
you.
same of yours.
No, my ideas are amazing because they're my ideas, guys. Don't you know this? Come on now.
So I went
But,
to grab a Pepsi. Did you say anything about what my plan is for the trade paperback?
no, I was belly aching because every time I have an idea, you shoot it down. And
But I
Jerry, that's
really
a
am
great
thinking.
idea.
I am
I'm
really
putting it on
thinking
my
I'd
idea
like to
thing.
do. I would like to do 1 through 12 in one big volume, so that there's a distinct beginning and end, and then like I can like compete with the huge manga books.
Yeah. Okay.
Manga. I'm sorry, manga.
You can't even say it
Manga,
right.
Manga.
manga.
Guys are bad. So yeah, so that's that. And he's gonna do what he'll do, and I'll support wherever
Well,
he
that's
wants
my
to do.
idea. My manager will probably make me do a 1 through 6 and then a 7 through 12.
Dear God, listen to him.
She's stubborn like that.
What? What?
Me? Who? What?
Me? Oh my god.
But I love her for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, okay, here he comes. He knows he's gonna face me after the show. That's what this is all about. Now watch him. He's gonna start belly aching because he knows I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting ready to go to bed because it is now
Look
by
at how
quality.
she knew I was going to cry about that right there.
Yeah, I did
Getting
too.
ready to leave. Please, baby, don't go. Don't leave me. I love you. You can stay
done.
Here. Don't leave me.
That's it. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But seriously, I am tired and I do want to
time
go
is
to
it?
bed. It's 9:30.
6:30.
I am tired
No,
too.
it's not 6:30. It's
It
9:30.
is too.
I wish it
saying.
was 6:30. I'd have all this time in my day. It would be fantastico.
Yeah, but that's like Canadian time or something.
I know, but
See?
still.
See that English US? Don't trust it. That's
Oh yeah, it's
that's
still
fake
out there.
news.
It's still light out there. I love it. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
It'll be light here again soon. It'll be hot.
Mhm.
We have to find a way to do a live telecast from Mantown.
Rick, we should trap Diana, is that?
No, train, not trap me. Oh my God. Yes, Outcast Comics. He should be doing 2 or 3 shorts a day of the Great Cyclopian. Actually, I can provide the doll for that. We can start making short videos with. I'm sorry, I entertain myself very easily. We could start doing that. That would be fabulous. Wouldn't that be fun? Just like I did the Barbie doll thing. Remember? I was talking about it the other night.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, babe.
I think you have access to the channel, Diana, so you can film it and put it up.
You really could actually. That would be a fun project for you.
Oh my gosh. That would be so much fun. Once I get caught up with all the business stuff, because I have procrastinated unnecessarily so, and all this business stuff. And now that tax season is here, that's what I'm
Well, you know,
doing.
I did
Anybody
buy
runs a business
now
knows
that
what I'm talking about.
well, now that 7's like done, I
Yeah.
can start playing with my I don't even know what it's called. It's the new program that I got from the makers of Procreate. Motion, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's an animation
Yeah,
program.
you need to start looking at that because I recall that's something that you really wanted to do. You were talking about it, remember?
Procreate Dreams is what it's called.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can use that
Yeah.
for shorts and stuff too, which is something I want to do.
Yeah.
The hardest part for me is not making comics.
The hardest part for you is keeping
making
yourself you have so many things that you need to do that only you can do, and you get sucked in on one thing. So how about if we put a schedule in place for you and we'll divide up your evening. So for an
How much
hour,
do they
you
cost
do.
an hour? What's the schedule cost to hire?
Stop it already. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'll
you're
give you a
talking about
punch list, but I'll put a time down. I'll say, okay, so you need to send me whatever it is that you need to send me, and this is priority, and you have an hour to do it, and this is your night. So decide when you want to do it. Or I can say you do this from 7 to 8, just like you go to work. I can make you a work schedule here at home.
Do you remember Tony Stark?
I do.
Do you remember how?
Yes. Yes, and he was not fun to be around either. And I don't anticipate this will be fun.
What
But
do you
it's
mean,
okay
what
because I'm
fun
used to
feel?
that. What's that?
She said the same thing, you know.
Okay.
She was okay with it because she was used to it.
Right.
And you paid a lot more money than I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, there's a little bit more money. He could
Yeah,
do things
a little
like
bit more money involved.
that.
Less
Just a wee bit.
responsibility. They weren't married until like what?
Here we
Until
go.
he died.
All
Yeah, when
right,
he
I'm
finally
going
died,
to
they
bed.
get married.
You can sit here and make fun all
Oh,
you
no, you
want.
can't do that without me. I'm going to bed too.
Come on now. Come
Yeah,
on.
now.
Well,
No, actually, I am tired. You know, I have to work too.
Rick,
Yeah,
I
and
think, is going to leave anyways, right, Rick?
Yeah, I've got my show, and Rex is going to be on. I'm going to be talking with him about his book that he has.
Oh, nice.
On my
Awesome.
comic.
Very
So-
cool.
I will put you guys on and check you out. Everybody, Rick has a hangout show starting at 10 o'clock on the Rick channel. What is that exactly?
Cross
God,
Comics.
Cross Comics.
Yeah,
The
that's the name
Rick
of the-
channel? I cannot. Oh,
I'm
my God.
subscribed, so
Oh
I
my
just see
God.
the alerts. I don't even pay attention to the channel
Can't
name. I'm like,
even
oh, look,
with him.
it's a possible music. That's what I've been seeing lately.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I've been doing them a lot. It's something that, it's easy to put up on my channel every day,
Yep.
And I got a whole bunch of them that I did before, so it's like.
I don't know. I got to take Outcast and try to do some shorts. See if I
Yeah.
can do some Great Cyclopian.
And
That would
Rick's
be
been
fun.
saying that for like months now, if I recall.
Yeah, but he's in Canada, so it takes longer to get here.
You don't
Yeah,
know what-
I actually need to get back to doing shorts too, but that's probably going to be after I get a job.
Well,
and
it's
then-
springtime, so like the summer's almost here. I'll have shorts on every day. So it's gonna. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize.
can't. Oh my God.
I think he's becoming me. That would be
It
something.
is. It's terrible.
Well, it's a release of pressure because 7 is off to the presses, and we'll be getting the final press proof tomorrow, and then the issues will follow in
Oh,
about
God.
like 5 to 7 days. It'll be like boom, boom.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Boom,
Boom, boom, he said.
Easy.
Oh my God. I'll give you boom, boom.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're not promoting a book tonight. So I'm just going to run the
We are
Hero
not.
Shack intro theme as the outro.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. Good night, you guys. God bless you
Hey,
all. Don't
wait,
forget
did you
to
guys
like
miss the pre-show tonight, or nobody cared?
I didn't care.
Okay.
I didn't watch
Nobody
it.
cared. Yeah, nobody cared.
Yeah.
We'll stop what's down, jump some going round. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack.
I forgot to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you all for watching. We love you. I know everybody else loves you too, so we'll talk to you later.
Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack.